And we are live. Hey, everybody, this is Roberto Blake. Can we create something awesome today? Welcome back to another YouTube channel review session. This one is a Saturday edition. Normally, we wouldn't do these on Saturdays, but I didn't have the Opus clip stream that we usually do on Saturdays these afternoons, so that freed me up a little bit. And I decided to spend my Saturday with all of you. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing some channel reviews. The rules are in the description in terms of super chats. For that, we're also going to be looking at your channels through my new tool, creatorscorecards.com. You can definitely check that out. We've got that linked in the description. And you also will definitely want to check out the fact that we have discount codes, 50% off for life discount codes. We have a pro tier and an elite tier. If you want 50% off of the pro version of Creator Scorecards, you're going to get for $9 a month if you use code EARLYBIRD9. And if you use code EARLYBIRDELITE, you're going to get the elite version for $19, 50% off forever. So we have those discount codes for you linked in the description. If you want your channel reviewed today, you can do a super chat for $20 and we will put you in the queue for review. Our mods are on standby. They're going to put you into the form. I thought I had my switcher fully set up here. See, what you're supposed to be seeing when I do my switching, you're supposed to be seeing a convenient little transition that is not happening right now for some reason. Oh, I see it. So yeah, instead of it just being a hard cut like that, you're supposed to be seeing this little wipe transition. There you go. So now we're back in business. And in the replay, it seems like we can do the sound effects. Maybe you guys are not hearing them during the stream. So yeah, per our mod Doug Houston here. Thank you, Doug, for being a mod today and showing up. Yep. Reviews are limited, $20 or higher, get you on the list. Include your channel handle in the chat if you have not already. So we do these live. I usually do these on Fridays, but it's been a while, been super busy, traveling, workout, recovery, all the things. So I've been doing that. In fact, actually, you guys didn't get me immediately after Nick Nimmin's stream because your boy was at the gym. So you're getting me after, you're getting post-workout, Roberto. Still got enough juice in the tank to do 5 or 10 channel reviews here. So when we get those going, we'll definitely get them in the queue and we'll get those up. But in the meantime, I guess I guys could show you guys create a scorecards. And what channel can we review today? What channel can we look at for creator scorecards while we're waiting on channel reviews to come in? Wonder if I see any channel members. I don't see any channel members in the chat, but let's see. Actually, let's go look at contempo coding. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you guys how creator scorecards works in the meantime. And then we've got some sponsors we can talk about. But this is my YouTube software that I built, Creator Scorecards. And the way it works is I can put in a channel and it will pull the analytics for a channel. Actually, I got that channel name wrong. I just put in a channel that I know. So I'll just put in like Marquez Brownlee. Just put in MKBHD. I'll just put in Marquez's channel. And there we go. So I can go ahead and I can pull up a channel and then we can get all kinds of really interesting analytics on a channel. We can compare the average views by format, the distribution of views, all of these things. Very cool stuff. But we can also do a full channel audit and get a report card on a channel and see what is doing well and where it has room for improvement. Even the biggest YouTubers in some areas, believe it or not, could improve. Not everyone's still trying to grow once they're big, by the way. So just keep that in mind. People can get an A. I have not seen anyone get a 100, not even Mr. Beast. So it breaks down everything, but also if you go into something, it will give you an action item for what you can do. We can actually generate an analysis and summary, and it can give you more actionable advice there. But we also do some things most places don't do, because you could use this not just to analyze your own channel and know how healthy your own channel is and look at things like your grades on videos and thumbnails, but you could use this to analyze your competitors. We have a lot of other pro and elite features for analyzing competitors with this. So incredibly powerful tool there. And one of the other cool things is we benchmark you compared to peers of a similar size that we've measured in our tool. In things like the video analytics, we also can show you the views and the view distribution by performance and what average view length, or rather, which average view video duration length performed better for your channel, for long form and for shorts. We can also go into individual videos, and we can actually get a lot of really deep information about individual videos. So again, this is very good for not only knowing the health of your own channel, but if you want to really deep dive and kind of peek at your competitors, you want to spy on your competitors a little bit, this is incredibly powerful and strong for that. In fact, if I use the research radar, I'm going to put in a channel, and instead of my channel, we're going to put in, let's see. Actually, I linked my channel, which then for me, and I'm going to put an option to not link your channel if you don't want to, where you can unselect this. But yeah, let's just do my channel, and then I will generate a new report comparing my channel with, who do I want to compare to? Well, actually, this report's going to be YouTube help. I could just run another report, but also I could just do this. Actually, I could show you guys, because actually what I could do is I could actually just show you guys an existing report, because that's faster now that I think about it. If I just go to the reports tab, this is faster. So yeah, so if I go to the report here, it has my competitor analysis, but it will compare me and my channel's view floor and view ceiling to other YouTube channels. And it'll give me their individual view floors and view ceilings, so I know where I stand, and their upload cadence. But also it will group this overall and tell me whether my channel's healthy for views or not, and whether we collectively as a group are, on an up ramp or not. So this is something, and you can save these reports. You can also export these as PDFs. So that's actually very convenient there. And then you actually can also research an individual YouTube video. If you have a video URL that you want to look at, you can you can actually look at an individual video that you want to research from a competitor. We also do benchmarking so that you can see kind of where you stand in general compared to your competitors. And then you also, let me pull up Marquez's channel, because I want to show you something really cool. We can go into timing. And then inside of timing, you can actually see the performance per day of week and per format with videos versus shorts here. If you had live streams, you'd be seeing that. And so this, instead of, oh, when is my audience online? It actually just tells you when a video actually performed. So you're able to do that. So, and then this also breaks it down by shorts. To my knowledge, no other tool does this. So I think that that's just a very powerful feature. One second. We got our first super chat. We got one here from Divemaster Austin. Great. Round two. Excellent. But yeah, we've got all these different features. So again, very cool. And you also can see some other stuff in the dashboard in general. I like the calendar and the pattern analysis in terms of just seeing the upload streaks, the average cadence, the active days over uploads and things like that, and days since last upload. So I think again, very powerful stuff there. So again, the tool is creatorscorecards.com. It's linked in the description. We're going to be using this as well as my opinions in the channel reviews when we do the audits and grading for your YouTube channels. In the meantime here, I'm going to go and look at the form. In fact, I need to refresh the form. Uh, Doug, is the form updated for today? Do we have a tab in the form for today, or let me know? Oh, for ease of access, here's today's channel review sheet. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you, Doug. Ugh. All right. So we got, oh, wait a minute. Why is, okay, so my switcher is working for that, but not for that. Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, so I thought my switcher was gonna work for my external monitor there. I'm gonna have to literally just stop and start screen sharing for StreamYard. So StreamYard's not cooperating with my switcher for whatever reason. Not fully anyway this time, but it's okay. We'll live. So Divemaster Austin, once again, yes. Love this channel, love the branding, love the visuals for this. Let's see. Great banner. Channel layout for what your channel is, and because you do have such an emphasis on shorts, I think it's fine. Let's look at the videos here. I think that this one would have been fine without the extra logo in the right-hand corner. It's redundant. You have the flag. It's visible enough. I think if you wanted to put the flags anywhere, I would put them next to the text itself for the location in the top of the text there, like the text that you have there in sand color. I would just put a flag next to that if you were going to do it. That would make more sense if I'm being honest. Also, I think these titles would get more views if you could just retitle them to be more dramatic and imply that this was dangerous or this was scary from a view standpoint. Your stuff is getting closer and closer to Netflix thumbnails, which is not bad. And for again, for a channel this size, the views are not doing terrible. The upload cadence is what it is. Let's look at your shorts. See how the shorts are doing. Shorts are not doing terribly. I do feel like they should be doing better. These actually, at a glance, look really good. But again, thumbnails for shorts, unless it ends up in the homepage, don't necessarily um, get shown to people. But these are good. Your biggest issue, Austin, is if the long form takes a lot to do, which it does, you gotta post much more short form. You gotta be getting out. You gotta be setting yourself up when you do these things to make enough content to have daily short form. If you're gonna take this long to put out a long form video, that's just how it is with travel content or adventure content. With adventure content, if you can't do weekly to 2 week uploads on adventure content, you have to supplement it with daily shorts content and updates. And not all that has to be hyper edit. Some of it could just be day in the life. You can do it Instagram style. Hell, you can do it in the edits app for Instagram, even if you're going to post it to YouTube. And I would highly encourage you to do more with that because it's just going to go better for you. You're going to get more traction, and you definitely should be posting multi-platform for this, Austin. And so that would help you a lot. So I hope that part is helpful. Let's take a look and see what my tool Creator Scorecards has to say about the channel. All right. So first of all, let's start with timing and see if there's anything that comes up in the timing window. Hmm. So your stuff seems to do well, relatively speaking, regardless of day, but there are days that clearly don't necessarily work for you for long form compared to others. So that's interesting to see. Short form relatively performs. So short form performs relatively well no matter which day you post. So I would just be posting more of the short form, clearly. And then hour of day. This one seems to stand out different. 8 a.m. I wonder what it is about 8 a.m. that did so disproportionately well compared to everything else. Heat map looks interesting there. So you have some clear winners and losers when it comes to time and posting for uploads. So and it depends also a little bit on format. So interesting stuff there. In your video analytics, some of these performed much better than others. Again, I would say if there can be an emotional trigger word in the titles, that's probably for the best. Disproportionately, your view distribution definitely is short form, so I would double down on it. You barely get more from average views on the long form. I would be doing the shorts day after day after day after day after day. Like I said, top 20% of your videos produced 50% of your views. So I would start doubling down on what more of those videos could look like. Hmm. Your shorts seem to do better in general, based on them being on the lower end of average view rate, like in terms of length. The average views seem to skew toward keeping them under 30 seconds. And for the overall channel audit score, you got a B, you got a 78. Weaker areas are engagement and growth, doing decently in the other areas. Curious what the AI will say. Yeah, you're it says that you're oversaturating shorts. Don't pay as much attention to this. See, I won't probably want to end up tweaking how it responds to shorts when you do that because people are just going harder on shorts. So we might be too aggressive in giving an F when like 70% of your content is shorts because that's just where things are going right now. We would prefer more balance. However, for your channel, I think you should be doing 70% or more of your content as shorts at this point to gain initial traction because I think that's what would work for you if we're being honest here. For channels your size in terms of benchmarking, for channels your size, you're not doing bad at all, really. We have multiple channels under 1,000 views that we've looked at, and you're not doing the worst out of any of them by any stretch of the imagination. You're actually doing pretty good for your audience size. And obviously, we've looked at a lot of nano creators very similar to you. So that's what we got back from Creator Scorecards with you, Austin. So what I would say is this. My strategy for you would be one for correcting the thumbnails. Put the instead of putting the flags in the bottom like left or in the top right corner where like it doesn't really do anything, put the flags next to the name of the country, and then that actually makes more sense. And so that would definitely help you with the at least the thumbnails looking better overall. Does that change anything about their view performance? Probably not. The main thing I would change with the view performance is I would make your titles sound more interesting and intriguing by implying something scary, frightening, terrifying, or tragic might happen. So I would do that. As long as you don't lie or clickbait too much, I think it's valid to do that to entice people to potentially watch the video. Because you are underwater scuba diving, anything could happen. So implying that is probably really good in terms of getting views. Let's see if there's anything else. And then for the size of channel you are to grow beyond your audience, the upload cadence, if you're going to be doing these adventure, highly edited, polished, produced videos, and you can only do them 1 to 2 times a month, the answer is you need daily shorts content and you need to not worry about whether it's hyper edited or polished or treating it as much like a portfolio. You need to build a connection with the audience and therefore daily short form and then repurpose that to all of your platforms. That would be my advice, Austin. So, yeah. Matt Miller, yeah, 2 days in a row for streams. We're doing more channel reviews. If we don't get a bunch of them, we'll end up looking at some stuff in Creator Scorecard here and demoing it more. But I'm, you know, pretty tired after the gym, so I'm willing to do 3 to 5 channel reviews if we get them. If we get 3 to 5 channel reviews, I'm willing to do that. If we don't get them here pretty soon, then we'll just do like a couple of more demo stuff for creator scorecards and then call it a day just so that people know what that tool is, how to find it, how to get a discount, and how it works. So yeah. Austin says, I'm posting to IG, TikTok, Facebook, growing nicely on all platforms. Excellent. Yeah, well, more content grows you more across more platforms. So I would definitely do that. Watch Ty React. Thank you for the 19.99 super chat. So apparently you would want a channel review as well. Doug will get him in the form. Let's see. Oh, and then we have another review. We have Leann Serao. Thank you for the $20 super chat. And then we have ADHD Life Now, Kevin Lewis in the house. All right, all right, all right. So let's see. So that's 4. Doug, we're gonna close it at 5 because that's all I think I have the stamina for. And by that, we do not mean 5 p.m. We mean we're gonna close it at 5 channel reviews. Let's see. Let's see. Share screen. Allow. All right. And we've got RoboDad1. Thank you for the super chat, $20 euro. All right. So we're gonna review Ty. I think that's gonna be it for getting in those reviews today. I think we're only gonna do 5 because after that workout, I'm exhausted. So we're gonna go with Ty Reacts to Crime. So Ty Reacts to Crime, subscribe and turn on the bell. It will cost you $0. As a banner goes, this isn't like the best. I know you see big YouTubers do it, but they're just being silly. This is not really doing anything to move the needle. So I would just put something in the banner with your schedule, if anything. Um, this profile pic is at least eye-catching and interesting and makes us wonder about who it is. Let's see what we've got here. AI thumbnail generation can be super helpful for YouTubers who would not otherwise be good at thumbnails. And these reaction thumbnails are not bad. These thumbnails just look too much like they would be AI slop for people to want to click on them, if I'm being honest. And that's where you're losing clicks. Because here's the thing, you're just reacting to body cam footage, and these certainly do look like, okay, this could be interesting. But the thing is, they probably don't think that the videos that you're going to watch are real. They think that they're going to be AI slop because the thumbnails just have that style to them. So it's actually hurting you quite a bit more, in my opinion. Your upload consistency is great. See, look at this. What I would do is I would use the AI for the text and for your facial expression stuff, but then I would use the real footage and just maybe clean it up a little bit from the webcam, because look at how many views you were getting off of this. So I think that that's what's making the difference, because I think people are just so frustrated with AI to the point of thinking everything is AI slop, to where they're avoiding your videos, whereas these were what you were getting before. So I would get rid of the worst parts of these old thumbnails by, okay, it can fix some of the stuff with retouching your face and doing text for you. But when it comes to the actual thumbnail, then use the actual footage from the video so that they know it's not fake. Because people are just trying to avoid fake video, fake news. In terms of the shorts, your shorts thumbnails, some of them are super repetitive. The authentic era shorts apparently did so much better. It's not even close. Hmm. So yeah, my answer to you, like I said, would definitely be to prioritize using some piece of the real footage in the thumbnail, because that's going to probably move the needle and make the most difference for you. Let's see what it says about your channel in creator scorecards. Excuse me. So let's do a different screen share here. Wow, I am much more tired from the gym than I thought I was. So Ty reacts to crime. So we end up going through your channel here. Let's take a peek at the analytics. So out of the last 100 uploads, your shorts did the heavy lifting and got 97% of the views. So that's your distribution there. Your average views per short were only 228, but you're under 700 subscribers, so that's not terrible. These were your outliers, and they did much better on average, clearly, than your other videos. This one's a 61 times outlier with 10K views. 20% of your videos, the top 20% of your videos did 97% of the views out of the last 100 uploads. That's significant. So that means a lot of your inventory just was barely even worth uploading. Your sweet spot for shorts in terms of performance was about 15 to 30 seconds. It's not even close. Let's see. This one definitely struggling to get views. Yeah, like I said, for the thumbnails, I really just think that it's that people are avoiding what they think is AI slop, even though you're just using body cam footage. For the performance radar, clearly, there are a lot of areas to improve performance, growth, and engagement. But it's not giving you an F for the whole channel. It's giving you a C, and it has a lot of recommendations in terms of things to improve. Low performance usually signals a title thumbnail problem, not necessarily a content problem. I would agree. The content itself is body cam footage. It's not bad, and it's not AI slop. But the thing is, the thumbnail implies that it is, and so that's what's really hurting you. Let's see if there's a time of day outlier for you. Thursday seems to be your best upload day, and it's not close. That's for shorts. Anything for long form? No. Let's see. And then of channels your size, again, another nano creator here. Hmm. So the main thing, an area you lag among channels your size is the views per upload average is significantly lower. You upload a high amount of videos per month. Interesting. And then let's look at of your shorts. This one underperforms. Aside from when your shorts have hashtags, um, the rest of them are fine. Yeah, this is mostly a title thumbnail mismatch more than it is anything else. I am curious from the audit here, and it probably won't nail the mismatch. Last second videos perform better. The algorithm meets audience expectations. Um, algorithm is definitely failed to meet audience expectations. So yeah, main thing is the thumbnail packaging most likely. Channel's two biggest competitive strengths are its ability to the to densify, relate to is age demographic, optimize title lengths, both scoring 100s. Most impactful weakness is view stability long form, which again, mostly a thumbnail issue for you, a thumbnail mismatch issue. So, Ty, I would say that you need to. The only part of the AI thumbnails that I think is going awry for the most part is the fact that there's no real footage from the actual body cam footage that would imply that you're going to watch body cam footage and that's going to be legitimate. So, I think if you fix that, you fix a lot of your problems. Let's see. Hopefully, you found that helpful. Next, we have Leann Serao. Uh, let's see. And oh yeah, I need to switch that screen so we can see her channel. So I find this definitely intriguing for mobile and desktop in terms of the profile banner. I am curious as to how it would look for television and if we're just going to see more of a face reveal for that. 1K videos, which probably suggest a lot of this is shorts. Makeup, hoarder, animal lover. Interesting. I'm on Instagram. If you'd like, email me here. Some of my favorite products. Okay, cool. Interesting. I have an idea for you. It's an older channel to study. It's an older channel to study, but was an oldie but goodie back in the day. But in terms of thumbnails and approach and potentially even titling a little bit, even though it might feel a little dated, have you ever heard of a product reviewer called Graveyard Girl? Um, you know, OG YouTuber, one of the first and best to ever do it. Go check out Graveyard Girl's channel. Think her name is Bunny or something. So Graveyard Girl's channel, just because the thumbnails for her most popular videos were like really good for if you do collecting and hauls and unboxings and product reviews. So in your case, you're doing a bunch of these Ipsy product reviews, and it's good for thumbnail strategy to have product in hand. So don't get me wrong, product in hand does really well. And you probably should be crushing it with YouTube shopping affiliate, if I'm being honest, as well. If you're reviewing Ipsy products, I would see if you could maybe do this more frequently because I feel like one, that would probably help you with growth. And number two, it would probably help you with affiliate commissions from YouTube shopping. But in terms of facelift for the channel, aside from the banner art, which I think is actually fine, profile pic, I think is fine, I would take some inspiration potentially from Graveyard Girl. So if I go to youtube.com, let me see. Again, you don't have to do these exact thumbnails. I'm just saying that's like there is something here in terms of having a bunch of stuff in a thumbnail, but also some of the positioning things. And again, not all perfect, but these could do potentially well. Her views are obviously not as big as they used to be, but again, it's still stuff people are clicking on. And then let me see what our most popular thumbnails look like. Now, again, this leveraged a trend back in the day from as seen on TV, something a lot of us grew up with. But again, just having product in your hand and showcasing it in an interesting way with an interesting facial expression goes a long way when it comes to getting views. And this can still work. And people are more consumers than ever. But also, if you're going to do unboxings and hauls and videos, consider reviewing the most popular products from TikTok right now. But also, I think the titles are really what is making it harder here because the lost Ipsy footage, LOL, doesn't like most people wouldn't know what that means. You and maybe some people in a certain community might know what that means, but that doesn't mean anything to most people. I shouldn't have bought this tremendous box. That's like actually trend mood box. I shouldn't have bought this is definitely a good title. But also, I would be more aggressive in the titles for reviews and unboxings if I'm being rude with y'all. I would like tell people straight up and have a point of view and an opinion because anybody can unbox things. But I think it should definitely be more of a opinion based thing or a strong opinion. I'll give you a primary example. Um, if I was gonna start reviewing, for example, um, if I was gonna review the DJI Osmo Nano, I would go, um, the best vlogging camera under $300. That's a very strong opinion and claim, and I'm affecting price sensitivity, so that's how I would title it. And it's like, I can like do something even like this, and then literally arrow sign, 300 bucks or under 300 bucks for the text. Boom, YouTube thumbnail, game over. And that would actually get views, right? Even without, even on a brand new channel, I could do that for a gear channel, and that would get views. Um, I could come up with a strong opinion and I could go, is why is the Osmo Pocket 3 still worth it as the title? And then I would just have this go boom, and then I probably just put something and says like scam. And then but then that's not actually, it's like go, no, it's actually not. People are saying this. I would go with the, oh, people are saying this and that's a ripoff and blah 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 blah. Here's the truth. So again, strong opinion, strong point of view. Again, video content has become so generic that the main way to stand out as a small creator, especially if you're doing unboxings, reviews, reactions, is to have a strong, unapologetic point of view and take a position on something, and then that's more attractive to people. Instead of, oh, hey, what is this? Or why this? Or unboxing this. It's like, no, this is the best. This is the worst. Oh, I regret buying this. I bought this so you don't have to. Those are going to be stronger opinions and titles and positions to take. So that's just kind of a thought there in terms of strategy for you. Let's look at your shorts before we move on. So let's see. The shorts, I would just title them probably a little bit differently, but this looks more like the shorts are day in the life. So do with that what you will. And it looks like you don't have that much of them. So let's see what your channel looks like when we put it into Creator Scorecard and see what it comes up with. All right. Been on YouTube since January 2012. Nice. Let's see. Let's go to your video analytics. Let's see. Not really detecting any outlier videos for you. And then you have like, some outlier shorts, I guess. Let's see. Your videos definitely get more views than your shorts. Gets 80% of your views are from videos, not from shorts. But your average views per upload tend to be much better with the shorts by a factor of almost 2 times. That's interesting data we wouldn't otherwise see on any other tool. Let's see, top 20% of your shorts are doing almost 40% of your views. So it's pretty evenly distributed. Let's see if there's anything that stands out in terms of timing. Looks like there's some clear winners and losers for certain formats in terms of timing. Audience still seems to skew toward the weekends for your shorts. Interesting. Huh. Very late heavy night owl style audience, apparently. Big difference in views based on when you upload. See, I did this also so you could actually see with data visually, because like the common thing is to say it doesn't matter when you upload, and there is some truth to that. Is okay, viewers will want to watch when they want to watch, but knowing when did they actually perform better, if there is data that shows you, then you could make a decision and say, okay, I can't ignore that, or hey, that's a big difference, and then you could act on it. So I'd rather for sure whether you qualify for, oh, video upload time doesn't matter. Well, let's find out if it does. Let's see if there's anything where there's a time that you upload that you get double the amount of views. And if there is a clear winner, then we go with the data. So that's just something to think about. For benchmarking for a channel your size, you're doing relatively normal. There are areas where you do average, there's above average, and there's areas where you perform very well. So grain of salt. Now for creators your size, we've only measured about 1,000 channels your size. Eventually, which is pretty good in terms of a data set. Eventually, I'd like to have measured 10,000 for each cohort size, but we'll get there. I built this tool. I vibe code this basically the first 100 or so days of the year, and then I just never stopped. And so that was my 100-day challenge at the beginning of the year, was to build this software. Originally, I was going to build it just for my own clients and for my own research and data backend. And then I decided to actually let creators use it because it just was so good. And so now we have creatorscorecards.com. People can sign up for accounts. We also have 50% discount in the description for people who are interested in that. So let's see. See the channel audit. You're getting a C. So there's obviously areas to improve, which is why you came here. Your engagement is actually very good. Consistency and growth are areas for highest level improvement. I love visualizing the performance radar because it just kind of makes it very clear. And then it gives you some action items here for each of the different areas where you could perform better. It gives you an actual step that you could take. For those wondering, Y over Y means year over year growth, and M over M means month over month growth. So just that's what those things mean. Yeah, there are areas that you're doing good. So the thing is, you should take it to heart that there's some areas you did good and some areas, obviously, where you could still improve. So that was your channel review. Leann, I hope that you found some of that feedback helpful, especially the packaging of the titles and thumbnails and how to position those a little bit differently. And why it's important for, since product reviews could theoretically be very generic or have a lot of competition, it's important to take a strong and aggressive like point of view or stance on a product and how you feel about it. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. So it looks like we have three more channel reviews. So we have ADHD Life Now from Kevin Lewis. Do, 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 do. Solid banner, solid intro. Channel layout very strong here, especially for these playlists are going to be very well optimized for a TV audience. Thumbnails looking hella optimized for a TV audience. Very good. 7,000 subs, 283 videos. Very good growth overall from that. These videos are much more evergreen. And I do like these thumbnails. However, I'm seeing them be slightly pixelated on my screen, which means that for those made for TV viewers, they're also potentially going to be pixelated. Start optimizing 4K thumbnails, Kevin. And for any of you that have an older audience over 30 that's going to watch on TVs, you want to start optimizing for 4K thumbnails for that audience. You had this massive outlier, 9 ATH systems to make your home much easier. Using the number 9 worked again for you here. You basically tried the same title for the most part, but it didn't work. I would argue the thumbnail is probably hindering this one from 2 weeks ago a little bit, but the views still aren't bad for the channel size, if I'm being honest. In fact, none of these are. 9 mistakes. Number 9, your audience seems to like the number 9. They like the number 12. They'll even put up with the number 10. So hacks and things to do help people, but the motivational stuff does not work for your channel, clearly. what to buy and what not to buy for your ADHD seems to be the direction that people are going in. And then I think that that's kind of your direction. Is there's a there's an aspect I think you understand, Kevin, to ADHD in terms of people who can also be compulsive buyers, shockaholics, but also be very type A in terms of wanting organization. And I think that your videos that cater to that tend to do better than the others. Primary example. Now, there'll be exceptions, but yeah, look at these. Your biggest outliers kind of all have that in common in terms of helping ADHD people buy something that they would want to buy for their home organization. Like that's out of these 6 top videos, that's 5 of them. Um, and most of them are fairly recent. Excuse me. So if we just go off of your best performers, that's clearly they have a theme in common. So I would obviously want to capitalize on that. Let's see what comes up in creator scorecards. Scorecards.com. So in creatorscorecards.com, when we look at the video analytics for you, you disproportionately are winning on videos rather than shorts. 98% of your views come from videos rather than shorts. Videos on average drastically outperform shorts by a factor of 7. That's your view distribution curve. Top 20% of your last 100 uploads did 91% of all of your views, Kevin. So you want to make videos based on those last top 20. The top 20 out of your last 100 would be the videos that you want to focus on because they disproportionately did the majority of your overall views. It says you have a sweet spot for YouTube Shorts, but it's literally the only length of time that you upload for YouTube Shorts, the only length that you do. So it is what it is. And then you'll notice among your videos and everything like that, the majority of your videos are evergreen. This one obviously is being identified as a dead video. Um, the videos that tend to do well for you, something they all have in common is that the readability score is essentially a lot easier to read by average. Like if I go off of view counts, out of your like 4 highest performing videos by view count, they have this in common. They're evergreen. The title is under 60 characters and they are easy to read in terms of their readability and the language that they're using in terms of the reading level. So the reading level is probably between 3rd and 5th grade here. And these videos that were advanced, they did a little bit less views. Some of these did in terms of the language. So take that for what you will in terms of the things that those have in common. For timing, oh wow, you have some clear best times and windows of when your audience actually does activate your videos. You have some clear winners and losers there, so I would pay attention to that. And I would definitely take advantage of the windows and the heat map distribution there. And then let's see the actual channel audit. So you got a C for the channel audit. ADHD Life Now's top competitive strengths are excellent engagement, high engagement of 10% or higher, effective title optimization within the ideal range. Most impactful weakness is content consistency. Yep, I could see that. And then obviously growth afterward from the radar. Maintaining a regular upload schedule is crucial. Upload at least 4 videos next 30 days. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maybe 4 to 6, something in that neighborhood. 4 to 8 if you could do it. Content consistency, view stability. Yes, yes, yes. Overall growth. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Excuse me. So, Kevin, good job overall. I think you definitely have room for improvement. But I think the channel's trending in a good direction. And again, you had some insight that your outliers can teach you. You're clearly hitting on some themes that the community and the audience you have really cares about and that they can't seem to get anywhere else. Use that. Let's see. We got RoboDad 1. RoboDad. You have 13 seconds to comply. Let's see. We got RoboDad. And you're looking for help with videos to make. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. RoboDad 1. RoboDad 2, The Revenge. Let's see. All right. So we got RoboDad. You got your trailer here from 9 months ago. DM better, prep less, tell epic stories. I help busy dungeon masters. Okay. Could you put more in the banner that really signals Dungeons and Dragons? I grew up with D&D and I actually worked at a Borders bookstore in my youth. And so I would rather see some branding elements or font choice that leads me to believe that there's D&D involved in this. Um, like what could have even been good is if you generated a tabletop with a bunch of the D&D manuals stacked on it clearly, that would be dope. So from a branding and positioning standpoint, that makes the channel much harder to ignore at a glance. Your playlists here are solid. DM guides, DM's Forge, D&D podcast, and so on and so forth. So good playlist strategy. This D&D box set is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like the photography for this could have been stronger. We can barely see the books or what is on them or in them. And then it's cool that you have your bookshelf with all of your official D&D guides. But the thing is, if you're going to do the thumbnail and you're going to have the shelf there, you probably should have just taken the photo with the shelf being the main backdrop. And so you should have just positioned differently, had someone take the photo of you, or I might have enhanced this photo with AI to make the thumbnail better. Let's see, Forgotten Realms. Man, I haven't thought of Forgotten Realms in a minute. Dritz Duarden, all the things. Hmm. Do Howlin encounter the headless terror your players won't forget. I feel like there is kind of a way to say, hey, here is what a successful Dungeons and Dragons channels thumbnails could look like. Well, that's Critical Role or something, I think, or something to the equivalent of that. Nope, nope, nope. Did that one get views? How to play D&D? No, I wouldn't have done that one. Ah, Lore channels. Yes, let's go with a lore channel. A lore channel probably has a very good set of thumbnail instincts that you can borrow from. So I would go more in this direction and then find a way to, if you want your face to be part of it, if you want your face to be part of it, then I would still incorporate it with this, maybe with a 70-30 kind of split there. But the truth is that these monsters are far more iconic than anything else you could do in a thumbnail. So I'd probably just lead with that strategy because your face is going to be on camera. I don't think it necessarily has to be that you're in the thumbnail. Now, if you want to just show that, hey, it's not AI slop, then that makes sense as a thumbnail strategy. But if that's the case and you guys want your face in the thumbnails, then I would go with 70% of the IP or the franchise being the thumbnail, 70% of the franchise being the thumbnail, and your face only being 30 of it is probably the better overall strategy. So for you, I would benefit from, look at this. This is closer in terms of the fonts, the lore, everything, all the things. So I would definitely go more in that direction because it clearly would get views. And the views come off of the thumbnail more than the video itself, as well as the title, obviously, topic, title, thumbnail, and timing. So that would be massive. Now, in terms of what to make, you probably are talking to the only YouTube strategist that would have any familiarity with Dungeons and Dragons and running campaigns. And here's the thing: if you actually like for a lot of these things, because it seems like you like doing the unboxings. Maybe you just do those for members only, because the reality is, especially with the promise that the channel has, it seems like the promise of the channel is to help players enter into and enjoy and make more of their D&D experience. Therefore, I would actually focus on things that specifically are based in the mechanics of the game itself, and also unpacking and helping people understand specific campaigns. So I would do a specific campaign and it'd be, all right, so watch this. Um, so if this is a DM guide, I would go, how to um how to DM Dragon Delves the Forbidden Veil, a complete guide. And that would be the title of this, because if I'm sitting there and I was running this campaign, if I was sitting here and I was running this campaign and I wanted to like see how other people were doing or see how it was done or see a good example, then that's a video I would click on and understand. If I just see this, the thumbnail isn't bad for the DM guide, but again, the title, it may not even surface to me if I'm searching for that. So I would think about it from that perspective. I would be a little bit more literal there. Um, Running the Dragon of Najir in Dragon Delves, I would say um, I'd probably put DM guide in there. Complete guide to running, so on and so forth. So again, I don't know that your issue is you don't know what videos to make. I think that it's just there's a mismatch between what a viewer avatar that is trying to get into being like a dungeon manager. Like there's not even, I don't think there is a recent video from you on how to start um Dungeons and Dragons as a proper DM, like something like that, or like a beginner's guide to DMing Dungeons and Dragons, or 15 do's and don'ts for new DMs in Dungeons and Dragons. The literally, if I was going to come back to Dungeons and Dragons, I would want things like that. I would want breakdowns. I would want in a nutshell videos of the current campaigns. I would want everything you need to know about like, Dragon Delve, Dungeons and Dragons, and in a nutshell. And that would be like, oh, in a nutshell, I was like, oh, or if you said as fast as possible or as quick as possible, those would help me say, okay, I want to know about this. I want to DM this, but I don't have an hour. Can you give it to me straight in 12 minutes? Okay, cool. So I would want those things. And that's probably what would help a viewer that was coming back to Dungeons and Dragons or starting Dungeons and Dragons or wanted to do something with a specific campaign. So those would be my thoughts. How to play D&D videos made 11 months ago. See, the thing is that we have a familiarity bias. you might be, oh, I already did those things. But if someone has a choice between a video that was made 11 months ago and made 3 weeks ago, they would prefer the video that was made 3 weeks ago. See, this is a great thumbnail. Dragon Delves, that's a great thumbnail. Running Dragon Hearth's Sablewood Messenger's Adventure. Okay, so you had that. That did very well. Probably a popular campaign. But again, there's things like this. There is a such thing as a bias that people have. But again, running a campaign is one type of video. A breakdown of understanding everything about it is another type of video. And then if you did a roundup or a listicle of rating or ranking the best things about the campaign, people might like a tier list video, believe it or not. Also, people might like to hear a review from you on specific campaigns of like whether you like them or not. So I would say if I was building out this channel, I might do campaign guides in a nutshell videos, tier list, and campaign reviews, and then also just basic how-to mechanics for new DMs in terms of just understanding. And I would also make videos just about the terminology so that you could just be the canonical source of truth when someone looks up what's a crit, what is a hard 20, what is this, what is that, so on and so forth. If they were looking up what is this in Dungeons and Dragons, it'd be great if your channel was the channel that had every answer for what is this in Dungeons and Dragons. And so I would look at that as a potential opportunity. So let's pull you into Creator Scorecards and see what we've got to work with here. Oop, and see what data it can provide us, insights, so on and so forth. Oh, so see, here's an outlier short. So with this, there's an outlier short you did that is this falling apart? So you could do that for every campaign, and that'd be interesting. In terms of video outliers, obviously doing kind of a critical thing to Wizards of the Coast, obviously. Showcases. Showcases can do well if they're displayed well. So well done. Shorts on average views do better for you. And shorts actually were responsible for 86% of the total views on the last 100 uploads. Wild stuff there. So consider how you might incorporate that. Maybe you double down and do more shorts. Of your last 100 videos, the top 20 pulled over 40% of the views. So you would analyze and look at those a little harder. Let's see. In terms of your shorts, there's a significant difference in your shorts that are 15 to 30 seconds versus the other durations. Let's see if there's anything that timing tells us. You have a really good consistency spread in timing, but there are days here that look like for some things they could be clear winners and losers in terms of timing for the audience. Yeah, Doug, if you're having an audio issue, it sounds like it's just you. It sounds like the audio is fine for everybody else. Then performance by day, there seem to be some outliers here as well. But you've uploaded so much content that it has very good data on this in terms of what your best timing activation would be for uploads. Then let's benchmark you compared to other channels of a similar size. Views per upload, obviously, would be the key factor. So again, not doing terrible compared to other smaller channels of your size. And so the actual channel audit, you get a C as your grade. The areas of strongest need for improvement are engagement. Maybe you could have a question of the day. And then obviously, for most people, it's always going to be growth, myself included. There are things that you're clearly good at, content consistency being very good overall, stronger long form view to sub duration, conversion rates, and shorts conversion rates, view stability in terms of the wild swings up and down between your views. Obviously, growth is going to be the weakest cluster. Um, Content density for age, the number of videos you have relative to your channel age with adjustment for decay. There's only so much you can do about that in terms of upload more, upload more, upload more. The engagement rate, again, probably with a call to action or a question of the day, or a quiz type question of the day could probably improve that. But overall, there is a lot of potential for the channel. A lot of the improvements could happen just in terms of your content pillars, in terms of strategy, and also being willing to take a look at your approach to the thumbnails and just the content pillars in terms of, oh, for an audience of people trying to play D&D, here are the things that I could do that would onboard new players, returning players, existing players, etc. All right. So I think we have one more channel review. Is that right? Mhm. So the last one is Messy Life TV. And this one, there's a question involved. And like it's a rather lengthy question, so I need a minute here. Yep. I'm gonna look at the form for the full question for sure. The question for this one is pivoting to 3 to 4 minute urban drama skits multiple times per week. Country Wayne model. How does YouTube's algorithm RPM reward this high volume strategy? And should I use 1920 by 1080 or um, 9 by 16 for max pay? I actually revised my channel. I only have a few videos up with movie premiere in June. The channel is now a network. Also want to know if I do the same thing for my podcast. I have audio files and I was planning to turn audios into videos with B-roll footage. Um, Turning the videos into audio with B-roll footage is probably not going to be good enough to keep viewers interested, and is just going to end up being uploading to uploading, most likely, if we're being honest. So it's so I probably wouldn't for that. And if you're going to make these raw stories and you're going to go a little bit Hollywood, then I'd probably go all the way and then just focus on, as weird as it is for Roberto to be the one to say this, quality over quantity in this case, if you're going to go that route. And if you're going to go with dramas and a premiere and stuff like that, then people are going to expect quality and nothing else. So we take a look at this here, for example, you've got the premiere, you got the trailer, you got this. This is the kind of thing to where organic views on this are a little bit more challenging. Um, and it might require some other lift or other social media to promote it. Um, and if it's going to be cinematic, these are like well branded. This is well done. This looks good, but I would say that the reality is you are not necessarily from an organic or algorithmic standpoint going to just automatically say, let's say, have an audience discovery mechanism for this. I think that you're going to have to promote it with other social media platforms for sure. Let's see. So again, this is extremely high quality, but see, that's the thing. YouTube won't necessarily reward you purely because you made a high quality video. There's got to be a pathway for people to discover and find more about this. And you're doing more of a like you're, like you said, you're kind of making this more of an original films, a network, drama, all these things. That's completely different play than a purely organic YouTube strategy, in which case you may need to do outside promotion to make people aware of this and drive traffic for this. Primary example, if I was going to be a filmmaker and I was going to host my films on YouTube for some reason, or I was going to produce a TV show web series for YouTube for some reason, I would be doing heavy promotion on other social media platforms, including possibly paid promotion, movie trailer, things like that to get people interested. Another example right now, Star Wars. A lot of people don't even know there's a new Star Wars movie out because they didn't market and promote it. If you're going to do film and TV show stuff, the marketing and promotion has to be, as much as people go organic, oh, reach on YouTube and da 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 da. The reality is, for a situation like this, you do need marketing and you do need outside promotion. And I would be willing to do it on the other platforms or even on the platform itself. And I would cut together multiple trailers of something. I'd cut together 3 or 5 trailers to promote something to drive traffic to it and awareness of it. But I'd also have a teaser so that they could watch it, so they could come invested, and make something where there's announcements if they want to be part of a premiere, if there's somewhere that they could go to be part of a premiere or buy tickets to a premiere. So it'd be things like that. If I was doing a big YouTube launch for a TV show or movie or series or something like that, I'd also probably film some behind the scenes stuff for people, but I'd also probably rent out a movie theater or a venue of some kind and then show that we did a premiere and that we did it big. So those would be things that I would be looking at. There's probably not going to be a lot of info for this to be able to throw into, because there's not much in terms of content here to throw into creator scorecards, but we're going to look at it anyway and just see what it comes back with. Yep, well, we already knew that was going to be different with the shorts. There's not going to be a lot of insight here because, again, you're really going with somewhat of a mainstream strategy, but on YouTube that would be done by a bigger studio that has a lot of material and budget behind it to do promo. And it would be primarily reliant on outside advertising. Again, to use the proper example, right now, I swear to you, most people I know that are in real life, people that I know, friends, family, so on and so forth, have no idea that this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, that there's a new Star Wars movie out. They have no idea because there was no marketing, no promotion anywhere for that was going to be in front of them. So if you really want to do stuff that is more art and cinematic and all those things, you need outside promotion and not just organic posts to TikTok and Instagram. You're probably going to need to do paid marketing and promo. So that would kind of be my advice there. It's going to go a little bit of a different direction on that just compared to a regular YouTube channel, because this is not a typical run of the mill YouTube creator channel type situation for you. So hopefully you find that feedback a little bit more helpful for your project. And the way that people have done web series projects before in YouTube was largely off of that. When it comes to that, like I would say that also YouTube isn't always the best vehicle for every single type of content. YouTube's not always the best vehicle for every single type of content. I was talking to Casey Neistat about this a couple of years ago at a conference. We were talking about the fact that The Office didn't do as well as people think it did on TV. It really became a cultural icon when it went to Netflix. And so that's a primary example. Like, same thing even with Friends, got good ratings when it was on air, but it got a second life because it went to Netflix. Some platforms, some mediums are the right vehicle for a certain type of content, and then others are not. I would say, on your idea of taking audio only stuff and then adding B-roll to it, that's not going to really play out here for an audience that would want this. It's going to look like it's diluting the quality. So you're probably best better off sticking in the direction that you're going currently. Yep. But that is it for our channel reviews. I thank you guys for showing up. And we also ran those through creatorscorecards.com. If you guys are interested in it, make sure you check it out. And if you want to become a pro or elite member, we have discount codes for 50% off forever. We're trying to get to our first 100 paying customers for the software, and we really definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much to my mods for showing up. You guys are champs. And we will see. You know, we did this one impromptu and we had a decent amount of people show up. We had quite a few people request reviews. We closed it out at 6, because I'm feeling a little sluggish, a little tired. But what if we did this again tomorrow? What if we let people come in for channel reviews on a stream again tomorrow? Like, maybe that's something we end up doing. So I guess you'll just have to find out. But anyway, all of you, thank you so much. Shout out to David, you know, great review yesterday, David. I think I gave you some really good ideas for the channel last night. So definitely feel free to reach out about that. But yeah, everybody, great job. Thank you, Doug. And also, hopefully your audio issues were solved. Yeah, you said it's all good for you. Thank you, Doug, for modding today. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. So that's it for today, you guys. Stay awesome, and we will catch you next time. Yeah, we might see you tomorrow. We might see you tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how I'm feeling if we want to do another stream tomorrow. But yeah, take care, everybody.
Becoming a content creator can be a very lonely process and adventure, but it doesn't have to be. When I first got started going from 0 to 100,000 subscribers, I had to do it all by myself. I didn't have a community of like-minded and like-hearted creators to talk to or to ask for advice, and I certainly didn't have a mentor to guide me along the way. I built the Awesome Creator Academy Pro Group because when I was getting started, what would have meant the world to me is not to have to struggle alone when it comes to being a full-time content creator. If I had had a community of creators that I could talk to and share information with, I would have avoided a lot of mistakes in my early career, and there would have been opportunities with brand deals where I would have gotten a better understanding of how to negotiate, and I wouldn't have undersold myself. I wouldn't have been taken advantage of in those early situations. So in the Awesome Creator Academy Pro Group, myself and our co-instructor Andy Rivera, we meet twice a week for office hours with our creators, and we share information, we talk about how we're building our creator businesses, and we offer constructive criticism and critique on the things that we're working on for our projects. You'll be part of a community of usually around 100 like-minded creators who are taking this seriously just like you are. You'll also have all access as a pro group member to all of our past, present, and future courses, training, templates, digital downloads, and swipe files. You have full access to our creator blueprints where you'll see our systems and the frameworks that we use to execute. You always fall or rise to the standard of your systems. A lot of people really underestimate how important that is. We have digital download templates that can help you so you don't have to start with a blank canvas. These done for you files are actually incredibly helpful, especially for things like your thumbnails, your media kits, and anything you need for your branding as a content creator to look professional. We have email swipe files that help you with reaching out to brands. We have great information in helping you price yourself and build your packages appropriately. And remember, as part of the pro group, you have the opportunity to ask questions from myself and all the other creators participating. And so this means that if you need to ask questions about a negotiation or a brand deal, there's something you're not sure about, you're trying to find a better monetization opportunity with merch or affiliates, you have people who have done it before, who are already making money, that you can reach out to for advice. As I said, when I was starting out and I was flying solo, this is the thing that I wish I'd had the opportunity to be a part of, and it would have made all the difference in the world in helping me be an even more successful content creator. If you have questions, you can always reach out via support. We're happy to help you figure out if the pro group is right for you. Also, we do have the opportunity if you become a VIP member, if you also would like quarterly one-on-one coaching with me directly. Now go out there and create something awesome today, and hopefully we'll see you in the pro group. Take care.